Yo, why does it always lag out when I start this thing up? So weird, it like freezes. Time is 9:46 a.m. and I'm fucking tired and I don't know why. Maybe my sleep quality just wasn't very good. Stupid fucking father is trying to get me to get a doctor's appointment. What is it really? He's fucking bored because he's got nothing to do because he's been unemployed for like 6 months and he's not looking for work. So now he's trying to go around and fix stuff. And he doesn't know what he's doing. He's being a fucking idiot. He's a fucking retard. He's like actually retarded. He's one of the stupidest people I know. It's insane. He's like actively stupid. I hate this shit. Now he's trying to tell me what to do. He doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. He's just making shit up. Asking AI what to do. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Fucking retard. I hate these stupid fucking people. God, I hate them. Jesus Christ. Shit says I got a notification. What is it? Someone's trying to be friends. It's fucking hey son. No, I'm not adding you. Yeah, I'm not doing a voice call with those people from yesterday again, bro. That shit's not happening again. Fuck that shit. Stressful and they treat you like trash. They're like disrespectful and stuff. The girl, I guess we just got nothing in common with each other, more or less. It's not fluid. It's not easy. And the guy was like actively a piece of shit and making like offensive jokes and stuff. Yo, I clicked play. You saw me click play. You saw me click play. Fuck this shitty ass website, bro. Jesus Christ. Why do I have to deny the friend request to make the notification with the one go away? Why do I have to do that? I hate my fucking parents, bro. They are stupid and actively retarded. This is, when I talk about, like, why do I have, like, only Asian doctors these days? Because this is the thing. When, like, Asian people are, like, conservative most of the time, the issue what you will get with them is that maybe they don't do enough sometimes. The issue with the white doctors and with white people is they just fucking barge into shit and fuck everything up, doing the wrong thing because they don't know what they're doing, and make everything way worse. That's what white doctors were always doing to me. They're like so confident, but they're wrong because they don't know what they're doing, and then they fuck everything up. This is what my parents do when they try to fix stuff. They don't understand what they're doing, and then they barge into things, force everything, and fuck everything up. It's insane. They don't understand how things work. It's fucking stupid. This is this retarded bullshit that I have to keep dealing with. This is why I don't deal with white doctors anymore. Maybe I could have a better opportunity with some of them, right? Yes, there is an issue that, as I just said, sometimes Asian doctors are too conservative, but I mean, what's worse, not doing enough sometimes, or doing way too much and ruining everything? It's white doctors that got me sent to the fucking mental hospitals, bro. It wasn't Asian doctors. It wasn't, you know, people socialized in Asian culture that did that, because I'm not like fucking crazy or anything, and they can tell that. Anyone can see this. White people are fucking crazy, bro. Insane people. It's actually fucking crazy, bro. Fucking crazy people. This is like a repeated issue in the fucking cultures that they'll just barge into stuff because they have way more confidence than they do sense, right? Why does my head feel so fucked up? I don't know. I slept for like 9 hours today. Yeah, I only slept for 2 hours yesterday, but I didn't feel bad yesterday. Bro, is this gonna play? Why do you have to reload it sometimes? This is broken. The music's not actually playing. Why is that? Why am I on mute? I really want to like Life is Strange too, you know? But I can't relate to the characters at all. I don't like a lot of straight male characters. They're boring to me. Where's the emotion? There isn't any. They're like grey rocks. I don't like this style of male character. It, and look, I really want to like it. I really want to like it, but I just don't. Like, Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm is just way better in like every way. I hate to say it, but this is just how I feel, bro. I really hate to say it. I really do. It like pains me because, you know, I know a lot of people like this. Like, I've had lots of friends who are obviously like normal guys, but I don't feel close to them, you know, because they don't open up. It's like everything is repressed. I don't like when people are repressed. Emotionally. It just annoys me. Like, why can't they just be honest? Yeah, well, this isn't working like it wasn't working yesterday when I tried it. It actually does work, it just wants you to restart the game, right? So that's the case. Okay, we'll restart the game. If it'll let me. Will it let me restart the game? That's the question. No, it won't. I have to do it manually. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Retarded ass father trying to fix something. He's like a child, bro. It's like being in a house with 2 adults and 2 children, and the adults are me and my brother, bro. That's what this shit is like. Seriously. I'm not fucking joking. That's literally what it's like. That's what this house is like. It's like 2 adults, 2 children, and the adults are my brother and I. He is a reasonable, respectable person generally, because he's like me, because he grew up around me and he learned from me how to behave, right? My parents, on the other hand, act like fucking children all the time. They're insane. I hate them. I hate this fucking shit where they think they're the authority and they're actually like worse in every regard than my brother and I. Except that they own the house. That is all they have, is material wealth. From accumulation over a longer period of time under more favorable circumstances, which their parents created and now no longer exist because they got rid of them. Right? They sold off government assets, which they benefited from, to further increase their wealth, and now we can't benefit from them anymore. My brother and I, and our generation. That's how it is in this country, bro. Don't think it's any other way. It's not fucking foreigners or some shit. It's a generational thing. It is literally people of a certain age voted for things to be the way they are now. They made that mistake. And yeah, like the question is to like, why are younger generations so fucking stupid and shit? Well, that's because they've like ruined education. The generations before them have ruined education. They don't pay the teachers well. They do all this bullshit experimenting. It's fucking garbage. Why does it keep recommend? Like, I was listening on my phone before and it recommended me a Weeknd song. I don't listen to The Weeknd. People in this part of the world will never like people like me for being ourselves. They will never like a person like me for being themselves. I have to repress myself like constantly when I'm interacting with people. It's absurd. What else did I put? I put one as like a counter to ignoring. What was it? Like harassing. Actively disrespectful. White people disrespect me and trash me like every fucking day. Unless I'm like repressed. That's if I'm being open. Or they like tolerate me if I'm being repressed. And then like I feel like maybe like East Asian style is to just ignore and isolate people. What you say like, well, what's better? Actually, they're both bad because neither of them leads to what you might consider like a loving relationship. Not as like romantic. I mean, just like a relationship and where people like each other. Scab. We're in the Latino servers. You know what I think is ironic is that I feel like East Asian culture does a lot of like passive resentment, ignoring, isolating people. There's like the shame effect, right? They're both designed to make you feel bad. It's just in different forms. Um, I think a lot of people from East Asian backgrounds are quite isolated in this country as well, though, which is like the irony of it. Because if you're isolating people you don't like, of course you're also isolating yourself at the same time. I don't look. This could be like exaggeration or something, but why do I have the impression that like people from East Asian backgrounds in this country more or less only associate themselves with other people from the same group, like broadly. Like it's like it has like a heavy influence on who these people seem to associate themselves with, right? Why is that? Do they not like other people, or do they just like their own group a lot more than other ones? Or is it something else? Because yeah, most of the people from East Asian backgrounds I know here, they tend to like heavily associate themselves only with like other East Asians, maybe some white people, but that's kind of us. Like most of the time, it's like what do you call it? Like almost like a parallel society. You know, I mean, when they go to work and stuff, they obviously have to interact with other people. But when it comes to like friends and relationships, especially friends, it's like all their friends are from the same ethnic background or like broad regional ethnic background, cultural area, right? Why is that? Because like for white people, it kind of makes sense because they're the most numerous. I don't know. Maybe it's cultural differences. It's not very subtle either. Like it's kind of obvious. They're quite obvious about it. It's kind of kind of funny. Like it's like it is obvious, isn't it? Like when you look at like someone you know who's like has that kind of background, and then like all their friends are like the same background. Even if they're like diverse, even if they're like totally different countries and shit, origin, even if they've all grown up in the same in New Zealand, right? I wonder why. Is it purely culture or is it like superficial or what? I don't know. I have the impression that they can be kind of cliquey. Like, it's hard to get into the groups. Easy to be kicked out of them. I hate the neighborhood, bro. Terrible fucking Californian garbage. I think some of the systems in these countries can be okay, but it's like the people running them are just bad people. But then you question like, well, do the systems actually make them into bad people, or are they just always like that? If you took New Zealand and like totally replaced the white population with, say, Chinese, but also like westernized them, but ran the same systems, like the same legal system and all of this, but also let them like adjust it more or less. What kind of result would that be? Or would it just be Singapore? Is that what Singapore is? You know? I don't know. I feel like I'll never fit in anywhere, bro, at this point in my life. Like, I don't like most of the people in the part of the world I live in. People that I might like don't like me. Um, well, the not liking is kind of mutual for the part of the world, but when it comes to like like this girl, she doesn't like me anymore. Clearly she doesn't like me anymore. I fucked that shit up so badly. But yeah, and those opportunities aren't common. It's like hard to get those opportunities, bro. Because people like that are like super rare. Well, she's like the only person I know who's like I guess you could like try to find people with things in common. I know they're not the same. Like that's obvious to me. I'm not one of these idiots who's like, oh, it's just superficial, and as long as they look alike, it'll be fine. It doesn't really work like that, though. Why does it have to be such a struggle? I hate being repressed, bro. It is repression, right? Like, I would like to be able to go out there, interact with people in my community, and have lots of friends with people, become friends with people that I like, and that's impossible. That is impossible here. It's not, it's literally not possible. Okay? Even if they want to be friends, it's like a high chance I won't like them because I hate the culture of this place. You can't escape it. Barely. It's like, how do you get away from it? I don't know even where to meet people who think differently, right? When so much is fucking hostile to who I am as a person, right? Like, religion is more or less off the table, which takes away, like, 4/5 of the fucking planet, basically. I don't think religious people are trustworthy at all. It's like a fundamental thing to me. Most of these people consider religion as a fundamental. I can't really negotiate with that. I don't really work with religious fundamentalists. What am I listening to? It's like 10 seconds of nothing. Straight garbage. Retarded ass mental health guy wants to mate today. Fuck off, you retard. I don't want to mate. I'm just not gonna reply to the text message. This guy's an idiot. Leave me alone. Fucking retard. Why does he want to mate? Oh look, he's some degenerates killing me, right? Classic Latinos. Come on. They're so resentful. Yeah, I'd make an excuse if they were East Asian, wouldn't I? Yeah, because I'm like that. Because I actually like them. Right? I actually feel some kind of like mutuality there. Seriously. People will say I'm a bad person. I don't care. I don't care. This is true to me. It's true enough. And yes, I do want to test it. I just don't have the opportunity to do so very often. Imagine how bad it has to be for someone to have this impression about their own group of people, like the one which you're supposed to belong to. Imagine how fucking bad it has to be for it to get to that point. Do you know what I mean? Does this not like does this not like stand out as like exceptional to people? How does it get to the point that the people you've interacted with the most, that should have the most nuance, become the flattest and like dullest? They're not nuanced, though, are they? No. Because they're actually very consistent on a few specific things that have fucking problems over and over and over and over again with me. Over and over and over again. All the time. Imagine how bad it has to be. And it is that fucking bad that it gets to the point where they are literally just reduced to these characteristics. That's what a New Zealander or Australian is to me, generally speaking. The vast majority of them are, to me, it doesn't really matter anything else. If they fit these characteristics, it's essentially like dealing with the same person over and over and over again. They look alike and they act similarly. Why would you not become like fucking racist against them if it is a negative characteristic? If the vast majority of them act a certain way and are from the same group, why would you not develop a negative impression of them if the way that they act is generally negative and harmful and treats you poorly? Why would you not get that impression, bro? Jesus Christ. It's totally logical. If it were one person doing it over and over again, of course you're gonna hate them, right? If it's if you just expand it to people who follow a certain culture, come from a certain place, tend to act a certain way, the same way over and over again, and they basically won't negotiate on that, why would you negotiate on it and be like, well, maybe they're gonna be different? They're largely not different. Why would they be different? They prove themselves to be the same over and over and over again. Virtually every person I interact with that isn't like, that is from here, that isn't like fucking autistic or something, is like this, right? It's absurd. And the more you get to know them, the more obvious it becomes. It's like sometimes you can't really tell from when they're in public and they're acting differently, but the closer you get to these people, it's like, it just becomes more and more obvious unless they're on the margins, which most people aren't, because that's what marginal is. Marginal means you're not part of the majority. It's not a fucking coincidence, bro, and people need to stop fucking acting like it is. Or like, oh, there's actually nuance. No, there's not. There's really not. Right? Is this the neighborhood again? I hate the neighborhood. Fuck off. Sounds like dog shit. How are you not supposed to, like, get the impression that these people are just, like, soulless, you know, like, what do you call it? It's like they're just cut from the same thing. They're just it's the same thing over and over and over again. They're like, it's like being an animal or something. Where's the soul? Where's the, like, individuality? And they're not even good as, like, a collective. They're, like, bad as a collective, right? These people are like fucking animals. They don't think for themselves at all. They just follow what the group does. It's disgusting. Full of waste. It's like being in a desert. It's full of sand. There's no water. You're thirsty and you're in a desert and you're surrounded by sand. There's no water. A lot of mirage. A lot of mirage. Sometimes I question if Asian people are like Asian people like the oasis in the desert, or they like the mirage. Sometimes I question that. Sometimes I feel like I haven't actually gotten close enough to any of them to know, is it water or is it a mirage? I fucking know New Zealanders largely, New Zealanders and Australians. I know they're sand, right? But people from East Asia, like, I question, is it water or is it a mirage? This is my metaphor that I use, right? I feel like life for me is a lot like being in a desert looking for water. I'm like always searching for shit. That's kind of what motivates me to do work and rhetoric and research and intellectualism and all this shit, because I don't fit in here, and I kind of never have when I've been myself. When I act like myself, people don't like me, or I don't like other people, right? Maybe they like me, but I don't like them. Mutual liking is what you're trying to reach, and I've barely ever had that. I've often not had that. I used to think I had it, and then I lost it. People act like, oh, don't take shit too seriously. Bro, this is who I am, you retard. This is who I am as a person. It's just like saying, oh, you should just deny yourself. Oh, you should just deny yourself and be like me. That's what you're telling me to do, right? That's what people, that's literally what they're telling people to do, is like, oh, deny yourself and just be like me. Be like everyone else. That's what they're saying, is like, be a conformist. Be like everyone else, right? Subject yourself to the collective. That's what they meant to say. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I hate it. I don't even like the collective here. They're not even likable to begin with. They're bad people. Largely bad people. Why would I want to be like them? I don't admire them in any regard at all. And why would I admire them? They don't have positive qualities. Dynamicness is all that they have going for them most of the time. Being dynamic, which is only valuable if other people are like that to fit in. It's actually, it's not, you know, being like quick and overconfident. That's kind of all they have going for them, right? This only works if people are expected to compete like that, right? If you actually pull back, I hate fucking NPCs, bro. Get out of the way. Jesus Christ. If you actually look at what they're saying, it's like insane retarded bullshit with no real basis, right? But people will agree with them in this part of the world because most people are fucking brain dead and just take people's arguments at face value based on how quickly they say it and with what degree of confidence they make the statements and arguments. Because people in this part of the world are fucking retarded or something. Seriously. That's what they're like. Most people are quite stupid. Okay? And the alternative is like East Asia where it's like, you know, if you like slow and seem like wise, people think you're correct. I've people have had that bias with me sometimes. I find it annoying. I wish that people could just be honest, you know? Why is it one or the other? Right? It's fucking weird, bro. One of my quite close friends was like, "Oh, you're so wise." It's like I don't really think so. I don't. Maybe he's right, but I kind of think I just give off the impression of being knowing a lot to some people, and reality is I don't. I know some things, and I like practice intellectual stuff, but at the same time, it's like I don't know that much, and I'm not very successful. Being wise isn't valued here anyway. New Zealanders don't value wisdom, they value practicality. Practical skills is all people care about. And like sounding confident, you know, like in that American style. The fuck am I listening to? Turn this shit off. I don't even know what that is. Oh my god, bro. Garbage. I hate the neighborhood, bro. Please, don't play that shit again. Total garbage this stuff is. I just want to listen to this song on repeat. How do I do that? If you're a people pleaser and conform, they treat you like a slave because that's what you're expected to be, right? If you're honest and open, they hate you and they shit talk you all the time. That's how it works, though. Either that or they like, sometimes you get petty, which is like not respect, is it? Petty's not respect. Can't get respect. Petty's not even like liking. Petty doesn't even mean that people like you, it just means that they feel bad for you. Some people confuse petty for liking. Petty isn't liking. Just because someone petties you doesn't mean that you're liked. It's actually, like, not liking. It's actually probably worse than a neutral position. It's people don't tend to like people that they pity, right? People tend to like what's considered strong, and things that are pitied aren't considered strong, they're considered weak. What would it take to find mutual liking? They say liking comes from similarity. I don't really have anything in common with a lot of people. Maybe you have to consider like what's most important to you, maybe. I mean, for the beginning of relationships, it's obviously like being polite and respectful and stuff, right? People from East Asia are polite and respectful. The start of the relationship is like really good, right? As opposed to Westerners who don't even begin the relationship well. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of Westerners, they begin the relationship with arrogance, overconfidence, pushing boundaries, sometimes even like shit talking and disrespect. And that's like the first impression you get of these people. That's their first impression, bro. Is them being like that. Jesus Christ. Why are these going down? I've had so many disrespectful first impressions in this part of the world, bro. I'm going to start squashing the ants instead of flicking them, and then maybe they'll go away. Oh my fucking god. They're always crawling up my fucking wall. I hate ants, bro. Why do they exist? Why do these fucking things exist? Stupid, annoying, fucking gross, stupid insects. I hate fucking insects, bro. Why are they a thing? Only value of insects is that birds eat them. That's the only value they have. They're food for birds. I don't know what else do they do. And some of them pollinate fruit. They're the only good ones, really. Rest of them is like... It's constant, bro. What the fuck? I hate killing them, bro, but they just don't fucking learn. They don't fucking learn to stop crawling up my fucking wall. I flick them off, and then they just keep coming back. And I don't mean that they're crawling back up to go back again. They keep coming back into the room. That's insane. Leave my fucking room alone. Holy shit. They're annoying and they provide nothing of value. It's fucking stupid. That's what most insects are like, bro. Turn this shit off, I've had enough. Why do I even try, bro? Thought I used to have it, but obviously it didn't last. Obviously. Why does it have to be like this, though? Why is it actually so fucking hard for me to find people that I like and like me back? It's literally so fucking difficult, bro. I wonder if it wouldn't be so hard if I lived overseas. Possibly. And it's like I just wrote, like, initial relationships with people from East Asia are way easier. It's just, I don't know if they're always... They're harder to sustain. because they have really high standards and stuff, right? And if they don't like, if you breach those standards, like, they just stop talking to you, which is kind of like me, but anyway. Maybe there's something else. Is there something in between? Is it all just, there's like white culture and then there's like East Asian culture. Is there anything in between? Is there anything further? ChatGPT is kind of retarded, so I don't think I'm gonna ask it. I feel like the ones in between are like bad both ways. Like, you get like arrogance and conformity, which is kind of like what New Zealand does as well. But I feel like that's what like South Asian culture is, like arrogant and conformistic. That's what the men are like, at least a lot of the time. Fucking bullshit, bro. I just need more opportunities to make East Asian friends, bro. Like, surely I can find someone or some group of people who aren't like ultra strict. Do you know what I mean? People who are like respectful but also tolerant. Because a lot of people here, they're not respectful. And they're also actually, they pretend to be tolerant. They make the laws tolerant. But the people themselves aren't actually that tolerant, really. Just with superficial stuff. If it comes to like actually things that matter to them, they're not tolerant at all. Of course. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but it's not like true tolerance. So it also just, they don't like people like me. Like, it's specifically people like me that they don't like. I mean, it has to be emphasized, right? These are, like, the culture is a choice, you know? Maybe it's an expression of who they are as people as well, but I mean, they could choose to, like, be nicer, and they don't want to, you know? Because I guess maybe that's just not who they are as people. Maybe they just aren't nice people. Complicated. What's worse, super high standards or no boundaries? Like, or they're always pushing your boundaries. I don't know. That's fucked. People who don't respect your boundaries, or people whose boundaries are so high you can't really be close friends with them. It's fucked. That's like the choice I have. People who don't respect your boundaries, or people whose boundaries are so high that you can't become close friends, and they're unreliable. ChatGPT, I was talking to ChatGPT and it was like, oh, if you just like push back and say, oh, nah, that's not funny, guys, then they'll listen to you. No, they don't. Bro, what? It's like talking from this insane, like, therapist theory bullshit that it's got. That literally never happens in real life with white Oceanians. It never happens. That never happens. You literally aren't able to be like, oh, don't say that, it's not funny, and they'll listen to you. That never happens. They always just keep doing it anyway. No matter what. You don't say, oh, stop doing that, and then they're like, oh, sorry, I'll stop doing it. And then they stop doing it. That never fucking happens, bro. Seriously. They always continue doing it after the fact and will do it even more. It's total bullshit. Why does it believe this insane, retarded stuff? This is not the reality. And it never has been. It's fucking stupid. This is why AI can be so bad sometimes, because it doesn't actually know what reality's like. It just operates on what it thinks is true, as opposed to what's actually real. Because it doesn't have any actual experiences. No, I think that's what people think I'm like here. Oh, your standards are too high, your boundaries are too high, right? And then I have the issue of like, people I might like, but then it's like, their standards are like different to mine, their boundaries are even higher. Jesus Christ, why can't I find something in between, bro? It's absurd. Is there nothing in between? Is it like black and white? And then there's like a bunch of grey, but the grey is like even more complicated than the black and white. Consistently disrespectful versus consistently closed off. That's what it's like. or distant. I like this song I heard on Chinese Live with this girl I watch sometimes. She's quite funny. She lives in Australia. She speaks like reasonable English. I like her style. It's funny. She's like kind of mean, but I think it's like kind of a joke as well. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of like it. Shit makes me depressed, bro. Why does it have to be so hard? Yeah, often I kind of think like, oh, I just wish I'd like grown up East Asian or something. And it'd be easier. How do I benefit from being white, bro? Oh, you like more free or something. And what does that freedom get me, bro? I still suffer. It changes nothing. I still hate living. Because I got no friends. Nobody likes me. Everyone hates me. They wish I was someone else. Maybe I should contact my Japanese friend who was like, didn't fit in either. Maybe I should contact him. I kind of put it off because he was kind of a fascist and like, why are all the people like me right wingers, bro? That's like, I'm not white enough for white people, and I'm not Asian enough for Asians either. So, nobody likes me. Too white for Asians, too Asian for whites. If you make it black and white like that until like generalize, you know what I mean? I hate this shit, bro. No one wants to be no one wants to be my friend. Lita's like actually a good person. Yeah, maybe it's. I mean, it's me as well, isn't it? Like, I don't want to change myself for people though. I could try for some people, but they won't even give me the chance. I try to change for this girl, and she won't even talk to me. Like, I could be different. Doesn't give a shit. She thinks, oh, you just like the rest of them. You were just putting on an act. You're actually just like the rest of them. That's like a really bad thing to say, you know? That's like a terrible thing to say. They're like, oh, I'm just like the rest of people have like treated me like shit in my whole life, and I'm just another one of them, right? That's who I am, isn't it? That's how these people think. Just like waiting for you to slip up. They're waiting for you to show that, oh, you're actually just the same as the rest of them. And this is just like a joke. This is just like a performance that you put on when you're like being nice. That's not true. That's not true. I felt more like myself around them. People think, oh, like, you like being like this. No, I don't. I'm like this because this is the culture I've grown up in. I don't like it, though. You think I want to be like this? You think this is what I want? No. This is all I know. I haven't interacted with other people enough. This is literally all I know, bro. He's not gonna talk to me, bro. I don't even know if I like him. Like, it's just like... It's like... I don't know. It's just like... I don't know. We have a lot in common, but at the same time, I kind of don't like him. Because he's a fascist. And he's like... He's whiter than me. In the way he acts. He's like whiter than me. It's ironic. It's really ironic, actually. He's from Japan. I'm from New Zealand, right? But he acts whiter than me. I act more Asian than he does. Isn't that ironic? And we were like quite close friends. That's so bullshit. He comes to New Zealand is his close friend is like the most Japanese guy. And I meet someone from Japan and we become friends and he's like, you know, the way he acts is like super American style. How does this even happen, bro? This is like pure luck. What a joke. It's funny because, like, in a sense, we got, like, nothing in common. And then at the same time, it's like, well, we both kind of hate the place that we live. He was always like, oh, I hate Japan. Like, he's always, like, talking shit about his country. Yeah. I don't know, it was kind of awkward sometimes. Really ironic, though. Maybe I need to find someone who's like a synthesis like me, you know? Because I'm like white and I've grown up in white culture, but I feel like I have like a strong admiration for like East Asian stuff. Obviously, it's not all good, but you know, you have this kind of dream about what it might be like. And it seems nice on the surface. I mean, I met an Indonesian girl who hated Indonesia, but I think that was only because it was poor. Like, I think she was still quite obviously Indonesian, like being religious and collectivistic and stuff. He's so accomplished now. He's got like a job and like he got married. He's got a kid. I often wonder how my life might have gone if like I'd been a different person or if I lived in a different culture. Like it wouldn't have been as bad. I feel like that's kind of the problem though, is you'll go to East Asia and then they'll just reduce you to like being white. Which I don't even really like, you know? And then they'll expect you to like perform the role of like white person. Um, like they're not gonna treat you as one of them. It's just the reality, bro. It's never gonna happen. Like when I was in economics class in like 2017, I got put in a group with like all the students who couldn't find friends, and it was like all Asian people, because you know New Zealanders are fucking racist and they don't like Asians, right? Um, and then there was me, and I was left out as well, which always happens unless I knew someone. I always got left out, but nobody likes me, bro. And then we're in a group, and like I had to be the fucking leader, which makes me so uncomfortable. And I had to be like leading them, and then I had to like ask the teacher, like, can we combine with another group? Because like I can't fucking lead. I'm a terrible leader, bro. Seriously. Like, at least at the time, I had like no skills. I would be one of the ones to be like letting someone else lead the group and order us around, and I would just do the work. I didn't know how to organize these people. We had to get this other guy to like come in and lead the group. It's fucked. Couldn't manage it. And the teacher was like kind of shit talking me and being like, you have to like fucking step up, and it's like, this is not like who I am, bro. I don't fucking lead people. Like, how do I have the right to tell other people what to do? Why do I have to struggle so much with this shit, bro? It's hell. In my mind, I like have fluid interactions with people, and then I go and do it in real life. And with the majority of people, minus a couple certain types, it's not fluid at all. It's like so difficult, and I have all this anxiety, and it goes badly. Even then, I would have like in my mind, I would have all of these interactions, and then in real life, I'd be too anxious. And I've gotten better with like text, but hmm. I don't have to keep filling up my fucking drink bottle, bro. Because I think the thing you can get with like Asians who like their own culture a lot is that they possibly don't like whites very much because they're like opposites to a degree. And then, of course, a lot of whites that like their own culture a lot don't like Asians very much. So it's funny because we kind of had to be friends because I feel like I didn't fit in much with the people around me. And then, like, he likes and I didn't like them that much. And then he likes the people around me, but he doesn't fit in because they're like racist and shit, right? Because they're like racist. Because basically he doesn't look like them and might have been socialized a bit differently, and so they don't like him, right? So like we kind of had to be friends, you know. There was so much quality to life back then. It's crazy. Things kind of just happened that year. Like things kind of just worked out sometimes. I'm sure I added those. Well, like all of his favorite movies were American movies. And he liked. That's funny because he was kind of like, I don't know, like me, but kind of like, you have these um Westerners who were like really big fans of Japan or something. That's kind of like what he was like, but he was Japanese and he really liked Western stuff, which is like ironic, right? It's like the opposite of what you would expect. And then him and I become friends mainly because we both don't like where we're from. It's funny. Maybe I should go to Japan and meet him. That'd be cool. Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to though. I don't know. I feel like maybe he's like forgiving or I don't know. I gotta fill up my drink bottle. song is fucking annoying. I feel like I pissed him off for this, and he pissed me off for this. Yeah, I feel like we both. That's kind of how the relationship ended. It was the last day of school, and he kind of pissed me off, and then that pissed him off that I got pissed off with him for some bullshit. And I guess it was because he was leaving and he wasn't coming back, and it was like, this is fucked. So we just left. We didn't even say goodbye or anything. Fucking hell. But, yeah, on the one hand, you're like attracted to each other, and you've got this like fundamental similarity of like, we both don't like where we're from. But then, you can get this issue where it's like they start reflecting what you don't like about your country, and you start reflecting what they don't like about their country, right? Because it's like, oh, Japanese people are too cold, and I'm like, that's what people say about me, bro. like, like he's describing the things he doesn't like about Japanese people, and it's like, that's what people say about me here, bro. I don't think he realized that. I don't think he got it until like the end, where it's like, you know, the when you talk about you don't like your country, the people there, it's kind of like a lot of that is like who I am as a person. He's kind of like describing me, which is really ironic. Fuck these ants, bro. They're so annoying. He says like they're too cold, and it's like, I don't know. Is that true? Bro, these ants literally, they keep crawling in. Where are they going to? Where are they going? Bro, there's nothing here. What the fuck are they doing? Fuck off. And that's kind of why I think it's like the relationship was kind of shallow. I think it only kind of works because I say we were close, we kind of were, but at the same time it was pretty shallow because I kind of had to be a people pleaser around him, or he wouldn't like me, you know? I wanted to be his friend, but like, I couldn't be myself, right? As opposed to this other girl where I could be myself, and it was like, fuck. Yeah, but she was religious, so yeah. That's another thing. If she wasn't religious, maybe things would have worked out better. I don't know. Or maybe that's maybe that's not the point. Maybe it is a cultural thing as well. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna make mistakes interacting with people from different cultures, right? Like I don't know them that well. I haven't had experience. I don't know what it's like. I can only guess from like how I am and what I assume they might be like. I fucking hate these ants, bro. There are so many. Holy shit. shits. Work. Charge. Go. Charge. Fuck this thing. Does this even exist? I don't even know. Aside from like fucking weeaboos and koreabos and shit, but those people are like, they only admire the superficial aspects, it's not the rest of it. Often. I don't tend to reflect it through who they are very much. Is this all I have? Like, are my only opportunities with people from East Asia who like white culture, and then they're gonna like reduce me to like whiteness? I think that relationship was never gonna last, bro. It was based on like superficial shit. thought this was an ad. Oh my god, bro, these ads. Why do they keep crawling here? There has to be a reason. There's no food. Why do you keep crawling in here? There's no food. Go away. There is no food. Why do they keep crawling through? Leave me alone. What the fuck is this? Isn't this a Heidi Lau song? Have you said? just like fucking like the Philippines. I don't like the Philippines, bro. Like, most of the Philippines' issues can be recognized or, you know, like, explained as, like, them trying to imitate white culture and doing a bad job of it. It's basically India. It's like the India of Southeast Asia. India does the same thing. India admires white culture and tries to imitate it and does a really bad job and doesn't understand how things actually work, right? That's so fucking cringe. Like, why don't they just be themselves in terms of, like, you know, do their own stuff? Because obviously it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Philippines is a shithole and so is India. Terrible places. It's fucking cringe. Why do they imitate? Why are they not, like, following China? Like, China is in East Asia. Philippines is in Southeast Asia. Um, India's in South Asia. These are all close together. They have shared history to a degree. Why do they follow such different systems to each other? It's absurd. It's just like this bullshit that I say all the time, and it's like, this is like, this bullshit situation that I mention all the time, and it's like, why don't, like, the Philippines and India follow the Chinese system? Why do they follow the American system? It's absurd. Why does Indonesia follow the American system? Why does, like, Malaysia follow a kind of American system? Singapore follows the Chinese system to a large degree. It's influenced by the Chinese system. Lee Kuan Yew was influenced by the Chinese system to a degree. They're still capitalist, but there's heavy state ownership, and it's basically a one-party state, right? With strong, like, you know, authoritarianism and all of this. And it works. Okay? And these other countries, they deny it and they're unsuccessful, and it's like, well, why would you be surprised? Does that surprise you? Who is surprised by the fact that South Asians and Southeast Asians are unsuccessful when they run Western systems? Who is surprised by that? When they run systems designed for the Western person type, and the people of their regions are unsuccessful in them, why would that be surprising to you? Right? I mean, yeah, there's, to a degree, you can, like, adopt certain aspects, but they don't even try to do it with, like, regional characteristics a lot. They usually just copy-paste. Even this country copy-pastes, but this country's full of white people, so, like, they act a certain way. They have a certain culture and they act a certain way, and it works. This country is wealthy. I do think they need to start adopting other systems, but they're probably not going to do that because there's such an unwillingness to do so. I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said, like, the West is less likely to become more communist than China is to develop social welfare, right? Because that's kind of like the one thing that the West has over China these days is, like, welfare. But, I mean, ChatGPT said, like, China is more likely to get welfare than the West is to become more communist. So, yeah. Probably, I don't know, maybe like France. Just a guess. Hmm. Oh, let's say China. Broadly negative. Greece, Hungary, and Italy. Okay. Well, they're also not very successful, are they? Greece, Hungary, and Italy. That's not exactly a great section of Western countries. Kind of stagnant slash poor. Maybe the Greeks should just move to China. Let someone else take it over. Seriously. Instead of trying to convert their country into a communist country. Mm. And this is what people have said to me. They're like, why don't you just go there? Why don't you just move? Like, fit in or fuck off, basically. And I said to them, like, this was before I got shadow banned on Twitter, and I was, like, actually able to have conversations with people. I was like, if I spoke the language, if my country had taught me it, and I was just allowed to move there, like, I already would. You know, if I could, like, afford it. I wouldn't have any reason not to do that. Like, seriously. Singapore, Thailand, Tunisia, Kenya, Nigeria. I knew a guy from Thailand, he was cool. Kinda lost contact with him though. I gotta have a shower. I think I'll get off now.